Hello students, in this session we will discuss sharing of charge by capacitors. What is the meaning of sharing of charge by capacitor? See, a capacitor can store charges. If we connect their two terminals of this capacitor to a battery, okay, then this capacitor will accumulate some charges, that is both the plates, okay, positive and negative, both plate will accumulate charge, and this charge can be stored by the capacitor as long as we keep it isolated. Okay, that is, if we don't allow these charges to flow to anybody, anything, or to any device, then it will be stored in the capacitor. Clear? Now, once we connect this to a battery, it will be charged, and then if we disconnect, what happens? And no problem, the battery is disconnected, but charge will remain on the capacitor. Clear? Now, if we take second capacitor and if we join the terminals of the capacitor to the first, the charged one, this is uncharged one, okay, and this one is charged, then what happens? And what will happen? What you expect? That some charge will flow from one plate to one plate of this, and from the second plate to second plate of this capacitor. Okay, that this is what we call sharing of charges. Now, if we charge both the capacitors with two different batteries, okay, this is charged separately, this is charged separately, and then we join, then what happens? Then, very simple, if potential of the plate, one plate, this plate is more than this, then charge will flow from higher potential to lower, and similar case in the other. Okay, that is, charge will be shared by both the capacitors. This phenomenon we call sharing of charge by capacitors. Okay. Okay, you see capacitor C1. Capacitor C1 is charged to a battery. You are paying EMF V1. Potential difference is V1. Then what happens? Q1 charge will be accumulated here, and Q1 will be equal to C1 into V1. Okay. Second capacitor C2 I have taken, and this is connected to a battery of potential difference how much? V2, and charge accumulated by this will be equal to Q2 equal to C2 into V2. Okay. Now let us disconnect these two batteries from both the capacitors. Okay. Then what happens? Q1 will remain in capacitance 1, Q2 charge will remain in the capacitor 2. Okay. Now, if these two capacitors are connected, that is, a positive plate is connected to positive, negative plate is connected to negative, opposite can be done, no problem, only sign will change. Then what happens? There will be some sharing of charge. If this plate is at higher potential and this is at lower potential, then charge will flow from higher to lower. Here also same, and from higher to lower. Now, up to when this flow of charge will continue. Okay, this is a matter of what concern, right? And very simple, that charge will flow from one plate to another until the potential difference between the charges will become same, between the plates becomes, that is, these two plates will be at the same potential, again these two plates will be at the same potential. These are negative plate, these are positive plate. It means potential difference across both the capacitor will become same, right? Okay, then a charge will flow from one plate to another, that is, from one capacitor to another capacitor, till the potential difference between both the capacitors become same. Okay, that is, both the capacitors will have the potential difference between the plates same. This same potential difference, or common potential difference, is considered, this is well known as common potential difference. This is common, this potential difference is common to both the capacitors. Okay. So what happens to the charges? What do you think? Charge flow from one plate to another, that is, both the capacitors will be having different charges, okay, that is, other than in the initial value. Clear? So this charge, flow of charge, this is what we call sharing of charge, and this charge on each capacitor will depend on their capacitances, because both are having the same potential, suppose it is V, then new charge on the first capacitor must be equal to C1 into V, and in the second capacitor that should be equal to C2 into V, whether initially it was C1 V1 and in the second capacitor it was C2 V2. Now distribution of charge will be different, and it becomes what? C1 V, and the other one is C2 V. But one thing you see, there is no external source of charge. It means the net charge, that is C1 V1 plus C2 V2, the net charge initially must be equal to the net charge final, that is C1 V plus C2. That is what we have to use conservation of charge, that is initial total charge is equal to in final total charge, that is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 has to be equal to C1 V plus C2 V. Okay, so this is our key equation or key concept we will use in this sharing of charges. Okay. Therefore, let us come directly to the mathematics, that is Q1 dash, that is new charge on the capacitor 1 is equal to C1V, and new charge on the capacitor 2, that is equal to C2V. So Q1 plus Q2 is equal to Q1 dash plus Q2 dash. Okay, and then the common potential V becomes C1 V1 plus we will use these equations, that is we can put these values, that is C1 V1 plus C2 V2 is equal to C1V plus C2V, and that will give the common potential. This V is equal to common potential equal to C1 plus C1 V1 plus C2 V2 by C1 plus C2. Now, if V is the common potential, can we find now Q1 dash, that is new charge on the first capacitor? Just put the value of V here, you can find the value of new charge accumulated in the first capacitor and new charge accumulated in the second capacitor or from this relation, and just will put the value of V, nothing more to say, and this comes to Q1 dash is equal to C1 by C1 plus C2 into C1 V1 plus C2 V2. Similarly, Q2 dash will be equal to C2 by C1 plus C2 C1 V1 plus C2 V2. These are the new charge distribution in both the capacitors. Okay.